Episode 140. Why success requires the right team. How you doing, Vanessa?
Excelentemente bien, Carlos. ¿Y tú cómo estás?
Excelentemente bien también.
Qué
Gracias a
bueno, qué
Dios.
bueno. Gracias a
Y
Dios.
gracias a
qué bueno.
ustedes también. ¿Por qué? Why? You want me to tell you why?
Yes, why.
Yes. My life, the quality of my life depends on the quality of my thoughts. But also my life, the quality of my life is also dependent on the quality of the life of the people I have around. So imagine you have BS internally. What you gonna bring me?
BS.
Right? That's why
Yes.
we're the average of the 5 people we have around. Right? So why success requires the right team. Before I ask you how you doing,
Yeah.
and you give the 5 pillars, let me give the introduction. Obviously, we're gonna start with you, Vanessa from Lucy Sombra podcast. Then I'm gonna head with Manny from GPH podcast, Glory, Praise, Honor, right? Emily from Ends Believe podcast, and Jayandi from Day One podcast. Today's discussion focuses on how building the right team can significantly influence your path to success. We will dive into the importance of collaboration, shared vision, accountability, and leveraging individual strengths within a team. So, to start off, why success requires the right team. How you doing, Vanessa?
Excelentemente bien, Carlos. Espiritualmente, spiritually, mentalmente, mentally, físicamente, physically, emocionalmente, emotionally, financieramente, financially. El que no sirve para servir, no sirve para vivir. Una lead to serve, nadie serve to lead. Positive, productive, and intensive.
Before we start on segment 1, the importance of shared vision with you, Vanessa,
Yes.
I want to recommend the world these 3 books. How to hire A players, finding the top people for your team, even if you don't have a recruiting department, by Eric Herringcole. That book changed my life. There's other book, when I say change my life, it changed my mindset. If you could see life from a different perspective, from another man, another woman, that's why leaders are readers. The more you read, the more you learn. Because you're going to be able to, take a man or a woman's experience, life experience, and they put it into a book where I'm not saying in 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, you're going to be able to know everything. But trust me, you'll have more clarity on that issue, obstacle, challenge that you're having, right? This other book here, great business teams, and also this other book, Hire Smart from the Start, the entrepreneur's guide to finding, catching, and keeping the best talents for your company. Cracking the code for standout performance. Cracking the code for standout performance. See, these books will not only help you in business, but they'll help you in your personal life. Because believe it or not, great teams is also in the personal level. The number one decision we will make as a man or woman will make as a woman is a significant other. So your significant other is part of your team, if it makes sense. So if you choose a significant other based on just the physical pillar, don't check the mindset, don't check the emotions, don't check the spiritual, and you don't even check the financial, what's gonna happen? You're putting yourself to self-destruction.
Yes.
Right?
So.
Even the finance, believe it or not. That's why shout out to Manny from GPH Cast, right? The power of mirroring that we did today, right? You wanna, as a man, you wanna basically attract a woman that mirrors your finance too. Straight up. Because if the woman doesn't literally have her finance under control and you have your finance under control, she's gonna literally bring you down to her level. I don't know if that makes sense. If you as a man value personal development and she doesn't value personal development, to self-improve, she's gonna basically bring you down to her level. Because that's why relationships sometimes don't work. Because they're not mirroring, they're not picking correctly. So, Vanessa, the importance of shared vision, right? Why a shared vision unites teams and eliminates confusion, right? Vanessa, how does having a shared vision with your team help in producing impactful content on your podcast? You see how we create content every week.
Yes.
I go as a guest, right? As your coach, mentor, you bring me as a guest to Lucy Sombra, right?
Yes.
So my question to you is, how does having a shared vision with your team, because I'm part of your team, I'm part of your project, help in producing impactful content on your podcast?
Okay, what I understand the part is very powerful because when I bring you to my podcast, you bring like some knowledge, you bring like some experience you got in your life, and my audience they can get all the experience you guys. Like I got so many messaging from my different platform, and they ask me a few questions about how you start, how like your business, like when you say you started when you was like 14. All this thing you bring in my podcast is very powerful because they see it's like they limited themselves because they not believe in themselves. But I see you come to my podcast and you express yourself how you start your own business. They can like to feel, they can think they can do that too. They too, like they not say, oh, he is starting the 14, I can start too because it's not like, I don't see it's amazing what I can say.
Look at it like, for example, the point of people bringing me to their podcast, since I basically have a track record,
Yes.
and I have,
Experience.
I have the experience. Like, fuck the reputation, because reputation, depending who you ask, they're always gonna give you a different point of view of Carlos.
Yeah.
They'll give you a good point of view when they're in front of my face, but when I'm behind me, they're gonna say I'm fucked up.
Yeah.
And there's people that are gonna say that I was a blessing. It's all perspective, right? So when you bring me to your podcast, you're bringing a person that is living what they preach, that they're walking it like they talking it, if it makes sense, right? Because I'm not gonna go in as a guest to your podcast to talk about a topic that I don't have any experience on, if it makes sense, right?
Yeah, how about the time? Like, when I ask you question like how people sell the time for money, you can spread that because you have people like to work for you. You never sell the time for money, but you see how people they sell the time, you can spread yourself because you understand how people they sell the time for money because they need to pay the bill. It's like I understand how you say like, and even like different topic I discussed with you is I know like so many people they can learn because some people they not start their own business because sometimes they think it's difficult. But the thing is just how to start. But I see you have the coach, how you say you have like the people they can follow, like you can follow him how he start. It's more better when you have someone to just he did it. I don't know.
As a vision-driven leader plus teamwork, that's how you succeed. But what advice would you give someone struggling to align their team's focus on a common goal?
Just the first thing what I can say just is trust in yourself and
So lead by example.
yes, and like looking for someone they did already, like they just accomplished everything you want to accomplish. Because I remember when I started my own business with you, I just the thing what I inspired me to you like is because you had your different portfolio like in business and you had experience. It's this is the part people they had to look at people like they just have all the experience why they get it like if you want to like accomplish different things in your life, you just have to be around people. They just accomplish they they dream. This is what I just
A vision
understand.
without action is merely a dream, but a vision with a team becomes reality.
Yeah.
A vision without action is merely a dream, but a vision with a team becomes reality. Teamwork makes a dream work. Together, everyone achieves more. So now you understand that we all need each other at the end of the day, right? Secret number one, God wants each of us to be obsessively preoccupied with the needs and desires of his other children. I'm obsessed with your problem and the problem of everybody in the organization, but also the problems in the world. And the number one problem that I see as a leader, right, creating leaders is, first of all, there's not that many leaders. There is, but the world needs more. And the world needs now more leaders with character that work on their character, if it makes sense. But also the mind problem, if it makes sense. Most people, they don't have control of their mind, right?
Yes.
Because they were trained to be workers, not thinkers. To become a leader, you got to be a thinker because you got to be on the unknown. You got to walk by faith, not by sight. What else can you tell the world based on today's episode? The importance of shared vision, right? Why success requires the right team.
Okay, my advice in this point is just working yourself, develop new skill, uh, know yourself more better because some people or like some person like they think they know, but see you working yourself every day and you see you can learn something new. You're gonna see like life is gonna be more easy because you're doing hard in the beginning, your life gonna be easy. But as you do easy in the beginning, your life gonna be hard. I'm gonna put it like my example. I just did like the easy part, but now I know I have to put it like the hard work, and then my life gonna be more easy. But people they want everything overnight. It's not like
So
that.
the
You have to
struggle
put it
that
in
you
work.
going through overall,
Yeah.
mentally, obviously the difference in language and just
Yes.
overall putting yourself in an environment of growth, right?
Mhm.
Grow, getting rid of your weaknesses, getting rid
Yes.
of your old ways has paid off.
Yes, it's still work. It's still working. It's
Thank you,
but it's
Vanessa.
still working.
See, Vanessa with Lucy Sombra podcast demonstrates the power of shared goals. You get me? Our PIV here in this organization is to help people accomplish their dreams. You know, impact over income. We are in the transformation business, not the transaction business. And that's how we get our fulfillment. And we all have our own podcast. How you doing, my brother Manny?
Excelentemente.
My pleasure, brother. Always having you.
Fellas, excelentemente bien. Espiritualmente, spiritually, mentalmente, mentally, físicamente, physically, emocionalmente, emotionally, financieramente, financially. Porque que no sirve para servir, no sirve para vivir. He who is not fit to serve, not deserve to live.
Positive, productive, and intentional. You know why positive, productive, and intentional?
What's
How
that?
can you define that? Those three.
Positive, productive, and intentional.
Yeah.
Let's go backwards. To be intentional, you got to be productive. To be productive, you got to be positive. And whatever you do, those are the three steps to get it accomplished. You got goals, you got to be positive.
That's
So
necessary.
that you can be productive.
That's possible.
So that you can
Intentional.
but be intentional
It's
in those
impossible.
things. Yeah.
But the impossible is what we make possible because it says I'm possible, right? Because we don't want to be intentional, right or wrong?
Okay.
Right? So accountability within a team. Here with Manny, the role of accountability in maintaining consistency and discipline. Manny, how has holding yourself and your team accountable helped you grow? You got me overall. For example, now in GPH podcast.
It's the most important thing, and you said it first. Holding myself accountable first. So we all play a role, and it's about everybody playing their role to the T. So in the team, first off, if the leader isn't holding himself accountable, then how is he going to be able to hold the next person accountable? And when you do hold yourself accountable, knocking off everything that is part of your role, then you can go to the next person like, look, since you're not doing your part, holding them accountable, since you're not doing your part, now it's affecting the whole team, and it's how you say the rotten apple will spoil the bunch. So we got to hold that rotten apple accountable, or if not, you got to get out and get. What do you like to say? Not how, but who? Not who,
Who, not how.
Right?
It's easier to change people than to change them.
Yeah.
It sounds funny, but
and you do that because you're holding them accountable. You don't change them just because you want to change them.
Thing is, we want to stay away from stale people. You got me? At the end of the day, we are in growth mode, right? We want to keep elevating. At the end of the day, how I see the organization, we want to be traveling all over the world, doing the Wealth Map Summit, giving people the map to wealth, the massive action plan to wealth. Because a lot of people think it's the money that you get. Financial freedom is the last thing that comes in the list. The person you become is more important than the things you get. Be, do, have. What are the things you want to have? Okay, you want to get the dream car, the dream home, but everything started with the dream business, right? Now you have your podcast, GPH podcast, right? Glory, praise, honor, right? And that's your platform to market yourself because we the business, right? But not simply to market yourself, also so you could bring awareness to the world on any message. Notice how we did today's episode, the power of mirroring. A lot of people, they don't understand, that mirroring could change your life overall, right?
Communication is key.
Communication is key. So imagine, be, do, have, right? The things people want to have, you already know what you want to have. Obviously, we all humans, believe it or not, we all have the same common goals. It just might change by, for example, dream home. Some people might want to have, a two-family home.
Yeah.
You got me? But some people might want to have a mansion.
The difference is just in the detail.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And people will be like, oh, why you want to have a mansion if you want to live by yourself? Hey, I like living big.
Some people want a shack.
You got me?
Yeah.
So, lessons from the basketball court and GPH podcast. Obviously, how many episodes you have done in GPH?
I believe we have 5 now.
You believe or you know?
I know we have 5 now.
What do you remember the episodes?
So we have my
Promoted?
we have my introduction episode. Then my second episode is with Jay Andy. No, my second episode is with you, right? The structure of wealth. My third episode is with Jay Andy, survival mode. Then my fourth episode was with Sam on purchasing your first property. Now the fifth episode was today, the power of mirroring. Very great episode. Go check it out. Carlos and Jay Andy are on it. They give great insight.
You know what I would like you to do an episode with? Somebody that your dream car. Somebody that sells the dream car.
Yeah.
Or somebody that has the dream car. If it makes sense. So we could bring that awareness to the world.
Perfect person.
If it makes sense. But I do want to play a video when it comes to that. You got me? Because a lot of people, I don't blame people that, want to have nice things, material things. Because whoever tells me in this organization that they don't want nice things, from, dressing nice, from, having the nicest cars, the nicest home, things that fulfill you overall in your family.
Yes.
To live life to the fullest. I always say one thing. I value living life to the fullest. Why settle for less when you could have the best? You got me?
That's a
Maybe
fact.
I'm wrong, but I
That's
want to
a
play
fact.
this video.
Your car like this is a waste of money. But the people that say buying nice cars is a waste of money, like for example, this car. I do it because number one, I love driving nice cars. I have 9 core values. One of them is abundance. And when I drive a nice car, it really expresses like, man, I made it. I'm here. And I feel abundance of opportunity, abundance of money, abundance of just driving a nice car. And the more I feel abundance, the more I attract abundance. The second thing is that my other core value is creativity. I love buying cars because I like to transform it and make them really nice and different. And when I sell it, I make money. The last thing is actually part of my marketing. Why do you think I put all my car in the video? The reason why is because inspire and empower you guys to dream big so that you can make money. You can actually have a car like this if you want to. But I get to write off all the marketing dollars of the car. So I get to write off all the mileage and the gas and everything and all the service. But I get to also use these cars as marketing write-off in my business. And that's all the reason why I do all this. There's a purpose behind everything.
See, there's a purpose behind everything. So a lot of people, they don't understand why in this organization, we all each have our own individual podcast while still being aligned with the same mission of, paying it forward, willing to share our blessings back with others. Because if we're developing ourselves mentally, right, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, we will be leading by example. So we're going to be able to attract people, not chase people, right?
Absolutely.
Because we the business. So that nice car, the nice home, dream car, is everything accessible, if it makes sense. So my question to you, what message you got from that video?
From that video, it just makes sense with everything. So the person, I mentioned my episodes, the structure of wealth, right? Buying our first home and all these things. And you said do one with the car. Well, it's all gonna add on to everything that I'm doing, and it's not people
That we're doing.
Exactly.
Because now we could promote that same episode in the organization, to give awareness and clarity to everybody else. We're empowering everybody.
Thank you for the correction. We move as a unit. So to continue, when I do obtain the car, how he says, it's not for that self-satisfaction. Of course, I want to drive comfortable. Of course, I want to do all these things, but it's to attract those people that are going to be the next leader. That's going to inspire the next leader with the car that they have. Because he said, if
we did it, they could do it.
And then also, it's all about structure, guys. So like, you get a car, and people be like, "Oh, you did it to be bougie, or you did it to like show off or whatever." To be honest, I don't even like cars, but I know I'm gonna get me a nice car, right? Why? Because it's a tax write-off, my boy.
What's a nice car to you,
bro? My car that I want a Maybach.
A Maybach.
I want a Maybach.
The truck or the car?
I'm a sedan kind of person, but I'm not opposed to the truck. I'm not opposed to it.
Weighs over 6,000 pounds is a write-off.
Absolutely. Talk about this guy, man.
What methods? Now I have another question because lessons from the basketball court or anything. Obviously we were talking about the GPH podcast, right? You have any lessons from the basketball court, accountability within the team?
Absolutely. I love playing basketball because I'm not the star, right? I love being the person that plays the role. If we need rebounds, I'm gonna get the rebounds. If we need defense, I'm gonna play defense. If we need to pass the ball and get ball movement, I'm gonna pass the ball. And accountability is that.
I do see you as a star. Why you don't see yourself as a star?
What I mean by that is people look at basketball players as the scorer is the star. I'm a scorer. I'll score. But what I'm saying is, let's just put it like this. I'm a underlying star. The way I look at myself, I think, okay, when I was in prison and we would play in prison basketball, they called me the taxi driver, the cab driver. So funny, right? You were like, why that? Like, because you get the team to the destination. Like, I do what's possible, was necessary. And I think I hold myself accountable to that on the court. So that's the lesson that I like to express with the world. Like, if you're on a team, right? Look at the team, reflect, mirror what's going on, and hold yourself accountable. What can I do better so that we can get to where we need to be? Yo, we need 2 points, and let's say they playing tight defense. They're not gonna guard you from the half court where you like to shoot it from. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give you the ball, shoot it from half court. I'm holding myself accountable to the situation and where we need to go to. You get what I'm saying?
You see, I hold myself accountable every time we lose. I like taking full responsibility for that loss. Every time we win, I want to give credit to the team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to take credit. You get me? It doesn't matter if I hit a game-winning shot. Like, because for example, yesterday, I took a shot and I fucked up the game. Nobody says shit. Like always. You get me? Because the thing is, the other team had 15. We had 11. I got it to 13. But then we had the ball again. And why would I give the ball to fucking people that literally, they weren't even passing me the ball? It was crazy because I was playing, and in reality, as a matter of fact, I wasn't even making all my shots. But in that game, I had we got like 4-6 points.
You was playing 1-on-9.
Yeah. So making a long story short, I had a long time I was not playing with the team with that energy. When I say that the energy, I'm talking about, because I'm now already in a level in basketball that with the people I play, it's because we're already, you got me, we might let one stranger in the team, not 2, 3. I don't know if that makes sense.
We're in sync. We're in
sync. Yeah, if it makes sense, because since we play every day, we already know everybody's game. Everybody knows my strength or my weakness. So when I organize the team or we play, I make sure that if it's 5, obviously basketball is 5-on-5. If I know this is my strength, but I know this other guy, he has my same strength, it's more difficult us two playing together.
Yeah.
We're going to clash.
Yeah.
I don't know if it makes sense.
Absolutely.
Shout out to the Mars of the world, because Mars wants to play point guard, shooting guard, center. You can't be jack of all trades in the game. You get me? I know you're gifted to play everything, but you got to literally now also have the awareness to know what's your strength. Yeah. Like, for example, in business, my strength is here. As a vision-driven leader, if they let me basically, when it comes to vision, pound to pound, like, that's my strength.
Yeah. And that's why I said what I said. Like, I know my strength is in the nitty-gritty of basketball, the things that people don't like to do. Because that's how I started playing basketball. I was a person that had a car next to get on the court. You get me? So I'm great at getting rebounds. I'm great at playing defense. And I like being on a team where, like, I don't got to bring the ball up the court. Or I don't got to, I'll set up a screen, pop out, give me it, then I'll shoot.
So now you understand, now in business, it's the same thing like basketball. Yeah, there's the point guard, shooting guard,
absolutely,
center, small forward, power forward. So everybody has different areas, different specialized knowledge. And that's what makes a team work.
Absolutely.
When everybody already knows everybody's strength and also people's weakness. So we focus, when we partner up, we focus opposite. Yeah. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? That's what makes it work.
It makes complete sense. If it don't make sense to you, it's something wrong.
So what methods do you use to wrap it up to ensure accountability within your circle?
Well, like I stated earlier, the biggest method I use is my self-accountability, because how in the Bible it says, don't look at somebody's speck in their eye if you got a log in your eye. So for me to hold somebody accountable, first I gotta have my stuff together. You know, I gotta be working on my spiritual every day. All the 5 pillars: spiritual, mental, physical, emotional, financial. If I'm not working on that, how I'm gonna hold the person on my team accountable? So that's one of the biggest methods. And then another method that I like to use to hold someone accountable is how do I say, how you do, like I give, because some people they mess up. You get what I'm saying? But first you approach the situation like, do you need help? Do you need an assistance in doing whatever? Are you struggling with this? Are you struggling with that? And if it's not that, like sometimes we tell someone, yo, this is the correct way to do something, and they go back to the old way of doing it. And it's big on like, do you have to relearn this thing? And I think those methods are effective in order for you to keep the thing oiled and running. Because if it's not, then take the piece out, change it. So
Accountability is the glue that ties commitment to results. Well, here in this organization, we just don't want people that are interested, people that are committed. We want people that are obsessed. You got me? We have a vision. When I say we, I know we're a team. We are the business, right?
absolutely.
We are all working on our personal brand. So our podcast is just not to bring, light where there's darkness, bring awareness, bring our stories or knowledge, because people perish because of lack of knowledge, bring vision, because people perish because of lack of vision, right? To bring clarity to the world, but also is to work on our personal brand. You know that, right?
Absolutely.
Right? Because the world's changing by the second. But the world's heading that everybody's becoming the business, if it makes sense.
We're there right now. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What else can you tell the world based anything, that you want to tell the world?
On accountability?
Overall, like today's episode,
Anything.
why success requires the right team. Also the episode that we did of the power of mirror, anything you want to tell the world.
I'm gonna use something that you say a lot. If you want to get somewhere fast, you go alone. And if you want to get somewhere, how is it? Go. If you want to
go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Teamwork makes the dream work.
So, but if you want to go together with people, hold yourself accountable and bring something to the table. And with that, I'm gonna leave everyone. Thank you, Carlos.
No, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Leveraging individual strengths with Emily. Leveraging individual strengths. You see, the word leverage is all over the place. The word leverage could change your whole life. Without leverage, I don't know where I would have been, Emily. I leverage everybody. You know why? Because I want everybody to leverage me. I do get fulfilled when people leverage me. Like when people literally like leverage me, my strengths. Oh my God, I'm so fulfilled, Emily. Right? That's why people gotta leverage other people's experience. As a coach mentor, I want you and the world to leverage my experience. Willing to share my blessings with others, it fulfills me. That's what I want to pay it forward, if it makes sense. I didn't ask God, for more riches. I asked God for more wisdom. And due to that, God gave me everything else, if it makes sense. And it's the same thing with everybody else. You ask God for more wisdom, but not just simply ask him for more wisdom. It's also putting in the work, read the books, go get the experience. Because a wise man learns from other people's experience. A fool learns from their own experience. I don't know if that makes sense. Why learn from your own experience when you can learn from other people's experience? It sounds funny. It's counterintuitive. You got me?
Yeah.
Right? How you doing, first of all, Emily?
Excelentemente bien. Spiritually, espiritualmente, mentally, mentalmente, physically, físicamente, emotionally, emocionalmente, financially, financieramente. Porque que no sirve para servir, no sirve para vivir. Because he who doesn't live to serve doesn't serve living. Positive, productive intention.
Why positive?
Positive mentalism.
Positive energy, right?
Yeah.
Energy is what? Energy is everything.
Yeah.
How's your energy? Excelente. That's how we want to see you, with excellent energy, right? Productive. Why productive?
Because they have the word product.
Business is either you're selling a product or a service, right?
Yeah.
You're producing something. When you're producing something, that means you're serving. Que no sirve para servir, no sirve para vivir.
Yeah.
We're all here to serve each other, right?
Yeah.
How can I help you? How can I serve you? Make sense?
Yeah.
And why intentional?
Intentional, because you need to be intentional with the things you want to do.
So what's the intention of you being in the CMR Podcast Network?
What is intention?
Yes. What's the intention behind you being in the CMR Podcast Network? Why success requires the right team? What's the intention of you sitting here right now?
What is intention?
I'm asking you.
I don't know.
You don't know?
No,
Huh?
I don't know.
Leveraging individual strengths. You're leveraging my strength as a coach mentor. right?
Mm-hmm.
Starts with why. Why this, why that, why everything, right? Why are you sitting here, right? Because I'm using you as the teacher appears when the student is ready. Are you ready as a student?
I'm learning.
Are you ready? My question, I said, are you ready?
I'm willing to learn.
Okay, so if you're willing to learn, you gotta what?
Listen.
You gotta listen, right? So leveraging individual strengths, identifying and maximizing each team member's unique strength, right? So you already know my strength. What's my strength, Emily?
Vision.
Vision? Are you sure?
Ideas.
Ideas? An idea is just a dream without execution.
Yeah.
We can close the distance between an idea and money. An asset a day.
Keeps the 9 to 5 away.
Are you sure? What are the assets we invest in?
Ourselves, attention, and other people.
Why ourselves?
Because the best investment you can make is in yourself.
Why attention?
They train attention.
Why? We're working on our personal and business brand,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
What else? We're also documenting our journey. 5 years, 10 years from now, we're going to be able to look back and watch all the other episodes, and we're going to be able to say, wow, look what I was soaking that day. Look what I was doing that day. You're going to be able to see the Emily, the old Emily with the new Emily. You're going to be so proud of yourself. You're going to be like, wow, my mindset shifted from rags to riches. I thought I was looking cool, in CMR Podcast Network. I didn't want to have my consistency in Ants Believe. Now, thanks to God and thanks to the team now for holding me accountable. Everybody's holding you accountable, because if everybody's here recording every week and they're happy to record, you get me? Why is the Emilys of the world not happy to record?
I'm happy to record in As Believes.
But not in CMR Podcast?
No, every day.
Why not every day?
I,
Huh?
I find that like every day is the same.
You find that like every day is the same?
Yeah.
It is not the same.
Well,
You
for
look
me,
at it like it's the same.
Yeah.
It is not the same. Because I'm here working the mind. I'm here working the mind. I'm here bringing different questions, right? To bring different clarity. You might see it is the same, but it's not the same. So I'm going to put it in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
If it's the same, our goal is to help people transition from that employee mindset to the investor business mindset,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
How are we doing? How are we doing it?
Asking questions.
Making money is an action. Keeping money is a behavior, but growing money is wisdom. If making money is an action, do you know how to make money?
You teach me how
Personal
to make money.
development and income go hand in hand. So if we're here, if I'm here wasting my time, right? Why success require the right team? That means that if the student feels like they're wasting their time, that means they have the wrong teacher. Or that means that they already know the stuff. If the teacher keeps coming with different questions every single day, it's to bring clarity to the world and also to the team, so it could strengthen our bond. The point of CMR Podcast Network also is for like, know, and trust. But it's also for dislike Carlos. Because Carlos is not looking for people to like him. Confidence is not, do people like me? Confidence is, I love myself. And the right team, the right people in the organization, they're going to understand, because I built the rapport with them. I already built that bond, that strong connection. You get me? What people see on video is one thing. What they see, what they don't see is another thing. I give people more respect behind video than in video, because I want them to use that video in the future so they can remember me telling them the truth, set them free. The truth sets you free. It might make you miserable when you're in fear zone, comfort, but it's going to help you grow. So you can live your dreams. Get rid of your old ways. Get rid of your weaknesses. Have you been getting rid of your weaknesses? How much have your mindset shifted since you met me? You don't see life the same.
No.
Can you elaborate? Why success requires the right team. So that means, my famous saying, the only advice I gave myself, tell me who you with, and I'm going to tell you who you are, and where you're heading. Huh? How many vision-driven leaders have you met like me? Straight up.
Just you.
No, I'm serious.
Just you.
Let's go outside. Go find people like that. Let's go outside. Because I be driving everywhere. And all I'm seeing is mad people that are lost. So why this, why that, why everything? We're helping people mentally. Mental health is a big problem. The number one problem in the world is a mindset problem. What separates the best from the rest is the mind. The difference between us and animals is the mind. So you think we do every day the same thing? You go watch every other episode. Success leaves clues. Do you think we do the same thing every day? You think I'll be wasting my time every single day here? As a leader, I got to lead by example, and I got to have the consistency. Right or wrong? Leveraging individual strengths. Emily, how do you identify strengths in your team to help achieve bigger goals? How do you identify strengths in your team to help achieve bigger goals?
So you need to know what people is good at in each area. So that way you cannot like delegate the things they are good at so they can focus on that skill and develop it.
How do you identify strengths in your team to help achieve bigger goals? So, for example, you're right now recording in the CMR Podcast Network, right? What are bigger goals that you have than this? Straight up.
What are bigger goals that recording every day in CMR Podcast?
Do you know this gives the domino effect? Because without CMR Podcast Network, and your podcast, the Jayandis, the Vanessas, the Mannys, we will not bring awareness. Because I'm gonna use Manny from GPH podcast. By him creating content, he's gonna be able to attract other people to his network. And now they will be able to see all the other content from the other network. They might be able to basically see a content that you created from Man's Belief. You got me? You don't know if he knows somebody or he has a sister that could relate something with you and that could build a connection or something. You got me? And something could spark an idea, a business, or anything. That's why we create business or real estate opportunities that help build our network and income while everyone else is trained to look for work. Right? Before you were trained to look for work. Right? But without the knowledge, without us sounding like broken records, you would have still kept with that subconsciously mentality of looking for work. Right? So, why do you think embracing individual talents is critical for success?
Embracing individual talents because each people have the individual talents, the individual skills. So you need to take that advantage because we are not the same. We are different.
Can you tell me any stories from Men's Belief podcast showcasing collective growth? Any episode that we've done, any story from your podcast showcasing collective growth?
Showcasing.
Yeah. Showcasing like que nos enseña. CMR Podcast Network, believe it or not, is showcasing the team's growth.
Okay, what?
You don't get it. So now you got, imagine, I'm going to use Jayandi as an example. Jayandi has Day One Podcast. But Jayandi, in the future, straight up, he's going to have also Day One Podcast Network. Because now, under Day One, he's also building a network without him even knowing it. He knows it, but imagine you would have had a network too. Jayandi right now has GPH podcast, Manny. Consistency 360, the other Manny. The Kaizen Cast. Brick by Brick. Vault Riches podcast. Let's even give them Capital Games, if it makes sense. Business Wisdom. You see, as a leader, my goal is to create another leader that creates leaders. So my fulfillment will be from me seeing Jayandi reach 100 people. Because if he reach 100 people, his network is my network. And vice versa. So imagine Andy encourages Manny from GPH, Glory, Praise, Honor podcast to do the same, to help other people also. But we got to be intentional with the person. The 80-20, the book, sales and marketing. You remember what $10 per hour type of people do? $100 type of hour people do? Send them that image so he can see. $1,000 per hour type of people, the things they do. $10,000 per hour are public speakers. If it makes sense. But they're already dealing with qualified people. We're just not handpicking people, like just getting whatever comes our way. I don't know if that makes sense. Right? So everything, we're intentional. There's an intention why you are sitting here. Because I could be doing my podcast by myself. Or just with another person. If it makes sense. Now you get it? Success is achieved by developing our strengths, not by eliminating our weaknesses. What else can you tell the world? Leveraging individual strengths. You know, overall, what messages you got? Why success requires the right team?
What I can say is that before my own mindset, I wanted to do everything myself. Because I said that the best way to do it is by myself. That way I cannot make mistake and I couldn't blame it other people. But the new mindset is that I cannot do everything alone because I only have a limited time to do things. So we can have a team that the team focus on different areas, and that way we can achieve our goals. We cannot do everything by ourselves, so we need to leverage other people. Thank you.
Thank you. We're the average of the 5 people we surround ourselves with. Emily had an average mindset before. Before, she used to basically work for money. She was trained to look for work, right? But now, well, I mean, with her old mindset, she used to basically exchange her time for money. Then she'll spend nearly everything, right or wrong, Emily? Yeah, you'll spend nearly everything, how employees normally do, and then they stay broke. Because broke is a mindset. Broke is not pockets. Not how much you make, it's what you do with what you make, right? Well, guess how Emily's new mindset is now? She has a rich mindset. Now she also has a wealthy mindset because she's living a life of purpose, right? There's a difference between rich and wealthy, right? So now Emily, what she earns, she invests the money in businesses, right? Assets, right? And now those businesses now could buy the dream car, the dream home, or basically spend it on vacation or whatever, lifestyle vacation, if it makes sense. Make sense? First you take care of business, and then business takes care of you. But you know how people do? They do the opposite. They don't even get to business. They want to take care of themselves, and they forget about the business. That's why all my life, consistent, multiply, reinvest. I'm consistent showing up for my businesses. So if CMR Podcast Network is the platform that I'm using to just speak, to coach, mentor, for the like, know, and trust, for the dislike, know, and trust, because I want more people to dislike me than people to like me. If people like you, there's a fucking problem. When you develop your character, you're going to attract more people that dislike you. Because character development is, I'm going this way, I'm going that way. That's it. I'm going to go against the norm, against the grain. I challenge the status quo. Everything I've done in my life has been opposite. Because I have a long-term game. I have a long vision. Like basketball. When I started playing basketball, I said, I'm going to shoot half-court shots. Because I was looking at the future. What I lack in skills, I'm going to make it up in numbers. Nobody understood. But if I kept consistent, showing up, it doesn't matter if people make fun of me. They were not going to make fun of me in my face. Because at the end of the day, they haven't developed their character to come make fun of me in my face. You got me? If they come and tell me something, I'm going to laugh at them. I'm going to tell you, hey, bro, you do your game, I'm going to do my game. Live and let live. Well, go do that miserable, easy fucking layup. You got me? Let me do my game. You do you, I do me. Let's play opposite. And then when we play opposite, yo le rompo el culo, right? Then they're like, okay. Shout out to the Mars of the world. If he plays with us, he wins. He plays opposite, he loses. So you can be the most talented player, but if you don't work on your mindset, you're going to always lose. Make sense? So going back, leadership and empowerment. How you doing, Andy?
Excelentemente bien, Carlos. Positivo, productivo, intencional, and blessed. I'm at the blessings on there. We're all blessed. You got to count your blessings, not your problems. But espiritualmente, how I say, you got to count your blessings, not your problems, and you're going to get to know thyself. Us humans, we're trained to be negative, so you got to play with your mind. Can't let your mind control you. You got to control it. Mentalmente, the more you learn, the more you earn. If you want to build a great team, you first got to lead by example in all aspects. And then físicamente, health is the ultimate wealth. Why are you going to have a team full of fat people? They don't love themselves. How are they going to love the business?
Thank you. We the business.
Correct. So you got to start with self-love. It's the best love. If emocionalmente estamos en crecimiento, no en sentimiento. As a leader, you want to be able to tell the truth to others, but you also want to start telling the truth to yourself. How Manny said, why you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye, meanwhile, there's a log in your own eye. Can't be a hypocrite. Leading by example. And financieramente, we all have a purpose. Vision-driven leader plus teamwork equals success, but we're all part of the puzzle. So you gotta be intact with everything you do.
En la unión está la fuerza.
Correct.
Do you see with your eyes the Wealth Map Summit, the map to wealth, massive action plan to wealth, us all getting together every month, right? To celebrate together, right? Tell our stories, all have a chance. You see how we're doing the CMR Podcast Network here, sitting down, but we're going to be on stage, if it makes sense. Like everybody's going to have their chance to shine and talk to not just 100 people, 200 people, to talk to 1,000, 10,000 people in the organization and going all over the world, right? We're going to be able to hold Wealth Map Summits all over the world, if it makes sense. Imagine if 100 people own 1% of the Wealth Map Summit. We'll have 100 Wealth Map Summit all over the world. Bro, imagine if it's each has 100 people. How many people are there?
100 times 100, that's 6 zeros. So you're going to have
10,000.
100 times 100, 4 zeros. Yeah, 10,000. 4 zeros. 4 zeros, 10,000.
Okay. So imagine 10,000. And you know how 10,000 could expand? To 100,000. Next thing you know,
a mil.
Bro, we're here filling up Madison Square Garden. Shout out to Carlos, been in stage. You got me? El Palacio de los Deportes, aquí in Newark too.
Presidential.
The Presidential. Yo, I've been blessed. I don't see myself in the clubs too. Like, I've been in all the stages, all the clubs. Nah.
Not fulfilling.
Not fulfilling. You got me? People smoking, hookah, drinking. You got me? Then a fight.
Bad energy in the room.
Bad energy. I felt so fucking awkward. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? You got me? Even though I was doing business. But I'm like, not all business, good business. So thanks God. You got me? That's not my area. That's not. And your spirit tells you. Yo, when you listen to your inner self, your gut, your spirit gets, if you feel crazy when you're in the wrong rooms with the wrong people. I don't know about you. That's me. I move with energy. To me, energy is everything. I feel crazy when I have the wrong people around. I could be in a room and there's only one rotten apple and my mind is fucked up. If that rotten apple doesn't get the fuck out, I'm willing to walk and ruin the whole party. That sounds fucked up. I got to work on that.
Not really. It's
energy.
Just energy.
I don't know, man. It's just not in me, bro. I don't care if it's my daughter's baby shower, whatever the heck it is. It could be one person. Hey, Fulano gonna be there? I'm not going there. Either, oh, but you putting me to pick between my brother and you? I mean, between my sister and you? I'm not letting you pick. I'm telling you, I'm not going there. Let that person be there. I'm just not gonna go there. Well, come. All right, you want me to go there? Atenta a la consecuencia.
Atenta a la consecuencia. Putting up a show.
The minute that person comes with some shit, I'm ruining the whole party. Ruin. Because it's just a light bulb just clicks inside. And I don't like that about myself. It's just, I cannot be a fake hypocrite. It's not in me. Maybe I'm wrong. Because I'm all about team love. You got me? I genuinely love people A through Z. I always said the only enemy I have is myself. Right? But I'm not willing to basically be in a room full of fucking fake people. That's why I practice OQP, only quality people. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's just, it gives me fulfillment. That's why I took my own path. That's why the Wealth Map Summit we're all going to have our own voice, but we're all going to be able to have our own freedom to express ourselves however the fuck we want to express ourselves. I don't know if that makes sense. As long as we're in the same mission to help people accomplish their dream, that's our purpose. And income, impact over income, right? We're in the transformation of business, not the transaction. If we follow the transformation, the income follows right away. And that's how we get our fulfillment. We'll get everything else, if it makes sense. So leadership and empowerment. How strong leadership empowers others to step into their roles, right? Jandy, how does empowering your team through leadership translate into better results? Because now you have a team, right?
Yeah.
You're part of a team, but you also have a team. I'm not saying under you, because at the end of the day, we're all empowering each other, if it makes sense. But you're here helping people get from A to B, from B to C, from C to D, because our goal is to help people get from A to Z, right? But some people, they needed that help with the right attitude, positive mental attitude, right? To take action, to transition from that employee mindset to the business mindset, from A to B, right? So, because we understand people they want to buy the casa, they want to buy the carro, right? They want to go from B to C, right? But everything started with the dream business, right? We helping them become the business, right? Max? So my question to you is, how does empowering your team through leadership translate into better results? Because as a leader, creating leaders are supposed to be creating leaders.
Empower your team through leadership is everything, because you're not leading by example, then who's not only going to follow, but who you're going to inspire, who you're going to motivate if you're not even disciplined enough to lead by example. So leadership is everything, because leadership plus teamwork equals success, but everything falls in the leader. It's like the main domino. And once that domino falls, the rest come easy, because you're going to start attracting, not chasing. And team, that's why we have these books here. You motivated me to listen. I'm gonna start listening to the book, Great Business Teams.
That book is gonna help you in basketball too. You're gonna be able to see the game totally different.
Team sport.
It's a team sport. So leadership stories from Day One podcast. You have any leadership stories? Any episodes we've done, or any episodes you've done with people? You got me?
The episode I'm gonna do with Carlos. Stay tuned. Monday's gonna come. Day.1.podcast. All letters, but the periods. Stay tuned. We're gonna do the power of the circle, because I feel like me as an individual, I was always a leader, especially in the city, like around my boys. That's why I feel like I drew certain people to basketball, because that was my hobby. That's what I did in the park. I lived like 2 blocks from the park, so we will all meet up. We will go to Highbridge together. But also, believe it or not, you get influenced by the people you have around you, because that rubs off on you. And I'm gonna just do the power of the circle, because I feel as if it's not even leaders creating leaders, is training, but also creating, it's like a butterfly, breaking them out of that shell to become a caterpillar, breaking out of that shell to become a butterfly. Because I feel like we're all embedded in us. It's just not, how you know how to say it, it's not expanded how it should be. It's not to its full potential. So it's leaders creating leaders, but people are born with it. Like you said, if you don't like being told what to do, then you were born to be a leader. But you got to tap into your potential and learn from someone that's living where you want to live.
So they could turn that one day into day one.
Correct.
No, a lot of guys didn't make it to the league. No problem. You could still make it to your purpose, because God had a better purpose. Correct. So if you're anxious, stressed, depressed, it's because you're not living a life of purpose. I've never been anxious, depressed, or any of that. That's why read the book, The Power versus Force, page 90. You saw all the things. Take the picture and study that. So now you're going to be able to approach people from a different point of view, because you're going to be able to see where people stand at. You're going to be able to mirror, if it makes sense, because you do got to mirror. You practice it, you're going to see. And that applies also to the personal level, right? You got to mirror. So leadership is about making others better as a result of your presence and ensuring the impact lasts in your absence. Right. Once again, that's what I tell people. Anybody in my past, I've impacted them. So if you didn't value my presence, you for sure value in my absence. Because it's not the same when you have Carlos accessible, right? That you could call Carlos, you got me, or you could text Carlos, you got me, and Carlos could answer any question, you got me, from the bottom of his heart. Then when you don't have that person, if it makes sense, because you can learn a lot from my experience. Hey, Carlos, how can I get da? Because sometimes people complicate life. They make a bubble in their head and complicate little tasks, little things. If it makes sense, life is easier. Life is just 3 steps. Everything is 3 steps. You got to do what's necessary, what's possible, and the impossible. If it makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. right? You want to change your whole life? I'm gonna give you 3 steps. Fuck giving you 5, because I like giving you. You need a coach mentor. You need to develop your character. You need cash flow. You need credit. You need collateral. I'll give you 3 steps. 3 steps to change your whole life. Because I like giving free game, because it says leaves clues, right? Number one, you want to change your life, right? People want to get the money, right? Because they're used to work, to save, to invest. Rich people, wealthy people, we borrow to invest. We open up a company, we borrow against that company, and then we buy an asset. 3 things. Well, I go help a brother get the money. When a man with money meets a man with experience, where the money goes?
It's an exchange.
But now imagine if I transform that person's life and help him become the person. So getting people the money to me is easy. But you know what's not easy?
Helping them become the person.
I'm not saying that it's not easy, but I'd rather be the person that teaches a man how to fish than give him the fish. Because if I teach him how to fish while becoming the person of value, having the right principle, the right ethics, it's going to be more fulfilling, because now they could bring fishes for themselves, their family, for the world, and for me. And now we could be combined as a whole. We go buy that private jet as a team. Only 20 people could fit there. 20, 80-20 rule. At 100 people, there's going to be 20 leaders working alongside with me. The highest leaders next to me, so me and 19 people. We're here traveling all over the world. That's my group. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah. We have the plane, and then the minute that leader outgrows, we go buy another plane, the same thing. Now we have that person as well with 19 people under. I don't know if that makes sense. But we want to basically have the Wealth Map Summit, massive action plan to wealth, so people can understand leverage other people's experience. You want to change your life? It says leaves clue. Leverage other people's experience, leverage other people's efforts, because it's better to have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of your own effort. John D. Rockefeller. It's better to have 1% of 100 people's businesses than 100% of one business. Carlos Reyes, right? But also leverage other people's money. A lot of people, they think that leveraging other people's money is just bank's money. Fuck bank's money. The bank would not approve you. Listen, banks, the 95% of fucking loans are that you go to the banks, they will not approve you. Because you got to have a lot of little shit on point. A lot of little different points. I don't know if it makes sense, right? Because people think, oh yeah, borrow to invest. It's easy to borrow. If it's so easy to borrow, why are you not doing it? Why haven't you borrowed hundreds of millions of dollars? Well, I have done it. So why you haven't done it, bro? Because obviously banks are going to let you borrow money when it's to invest it into an asset. If the bank doesn't see you as an asset, they will not let you money. If the bank doesn't see an asset that will produce cash flow, what's in it for them? They're in it to make money. They're in it to basically put the money to work. Whose money? OPM. People that are here saving money. The masses. Oh, what money you think the banks are using? When people deposit money in the bank, they lend that shit out 10, 15 times on the fractional reserve. So money, if you really think about it, is being taxed. The minute an employee gets the money, they're being taxed. The minute a business owner, investor, gets the money, we pay taxes after the expense, if we have enough, if we have anything left. Because now, oh no, espérate, the car for marketing purpose, under the what? Business. Oh no, the phone, under the what? Business. But if the business is the person, that's why today's episode. Why? Success requires the right team. If the right team doesn't understand that we're the business, how the F are the person that's going to be able to produce cash flow? A, B, C, D. Always be closing deals. In another word, always be helping people. But if you only close one deal a month or a week, you don't understand the name of the game is equity. You don't understand the name of the game is not the instant gratification, it's equity. But it's not just equity, it's the transformation. Us helping these people become leaders. Automatically, they become business coaches, life coaches, public speakers. If you got them into the game, who's getting a piece of their game?
Person that brought him in.
You see? But also, we got to teach them to do what?
Same.
The same. So, what else? Number 4, leadership and empowerment. What is the most important leadership quality for someone building a team, Yandy?
The ability to lead yourself,
Excellent answer.
from my perspective.
It's true. Once you master yourself, it's easier to master others. Because it's not that we want to basically, look, I'm going to put it in perspective. In this organization, if we're doing the wrong things, why are we here helping people become thinkers? We're not here telling people to come work for us. We're here telling people to work with us. Leverage our resources. We leverage the Wealth Map Summit every month. As a team, imagine 20 leaders bringing each, let's say 5 people each. 20 times 5 is what?
100.
We could literally fill up right now an event of 100 people. Can you bring 5?
Of course.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Of course.
Now you're able to you get me? So same thing we're doing here. Everybody's gonna have a chance. Hey guys, I'm Carlos, businessman Carlos. First of all, I want to thank God. I want to thank all you guys for coming, for believing, for trusting the process, and having patience with the black sheeps, because there's 20 black sheeps here. Us, the black sheeps, including myself, we're the ones breaking the generational curse. That's what we're bringing to the table. We're going against the norm, against the grain, against what all the beliefs that they told us, if it makes sense. Now imagine us suited up, moving like how I used to do it before, pulling up. Imagine if I used to pull up with 3 towels, 1 mobile office, 12 people. Imagine pulling up with 100 black Escalades, tinted out, limoed out, bro, and pulling up with 100 exotic cars, because it's more fulfilling for me helping a brother get one than me getting it. It gets to that level. Imagine us. We'll be literally, who the heck is not going to want to get into the organization? We're all investors, and we're not going to make it easy. In the CMR Investor Network, handpicking people, because it's not the money. We don't want people to come to us just for the money. We want people to come to us for the person they're going to become and the person they're going to basically help others become. Now you understand why the right team matters? Huh?
Of course.
So leadership is about making others better as a result of your presence and ensuring the impact lasts in your absence, right?
Right.
To wrap this up, collaboration over competition. You have any questions for me?
I have a couple questions because most people compete instead of collaborate. So I want to ask you questions about collaboration over competition.
Okay.
Why collaboration is the cornerstone of sustainable success? Carlos, what inspired you to build the network of collaborative podcasters under CMR?
First of all, I don't want to say they're under CMR because CMR is here and they're here. It's just the CMR was the one that has been leading the way. So with my experience, I know I'm able to lead by example. So they could also lead by example as a leader to create leaders that are supposed to be creating leaders, if it makes sense. So I just don't want to have a voice myself. I want everybody in the organization to have their own individual voice, if it makes sense. Because the leader is measured by his people and vice versa. The people are measured by the leader. The leader is weak, the people are weak, and vice versa. It's a two-way street, if it makes sense. So that tells me and also tells the whole organization that we're in a mission to empower each other. But not just empower each other, empower the world. If you come to this organization, we're going to help you have your own voice, have your own platform. So you could market yourself, you got me? So you could basically also align with the mission, the vision, the purpose of helping others accomplish their dreams. From, okay, you want that dream car, dream home, but everything starts with the dream business. Is that we don't want to call it a podcast, but it is a podcast. Why? Because a podcast is we put cameras and we put microphones and we just simply click the record and we turn on the mics. What's not recorded is not remembered. Why not record? Because every video that we do, you don't know why will catch a man or a woman's attention, if it makes sense. We might have to do 1 billion whys. I'm not stopping the why. I'm not gonna stop. The why, because every day I want to ask why. Even if I know the answer, I want to basically answer the question with people so they could give their point of view, but also bring more awareness to that why. Because I question everything. I don't know about you guys. I question everything.
Now, how do you ensure collaboration remains a priority while pursuing individual goals?
How
do you ensure collaboration remains a priority while pursuing individual goals?
Excellent question, bro. Because I'm going to put it in perspective. Okay, CMR Podcast Network. Create, market, repeat. That's the marketing side, right? The sales side, business side is consistency, multiply, reinvest. My same initials, right? I'm backing it up with my same name, Carlos Manuel Reyes.
Yeah.
Right? So in CMR Podcast Network, my network is my net worth, right? I'll have different people with their own podcast. I'm going to use you as an example. I want you to basically create your own content because you have your own audience while still keeping in mind our same mission, our same vision, right? And then we get together, right? Obviously, we come in CMR Podcast Network so you could keep working on your personal brand. But I want this to become bigger than us. I want this to become so big that we'll have another corporate office and you're the main captain of that ship. And now every day you're doing Day One Podcast Network. You got it? Now every day you have different people from yours going, doing those segments for Day One, if it makes sense, right? So because we want to keep growing the organization.
Right.
Then we get together, Madison Square Garden, we fill it up, 10, 20, 30,000 people. I want to be filling up the biggest arenas. Baseball que no quede chiquito. I don't know if that makes sense. That's what I envision. And I know we can do it.
And now from your perspective, the last question, why does success require the right team?
Bro, success requires the right team. That's literally number one. Without team, we ain't going nowhere. Vision-driven leader plus teamwork makes the dream work. I don't know it all. I cannot do it all. Even if I wouldn't know it all, I cannot do it all. Right? My strengths, I know them. Thanks God. But I also know my weaknesses. So I need people that could also hold those, if it makes sense. Right? My strength is creating opportunities. That's why opportunities are our products and our services. I don't know if it makes sense. Right? So for us to grow and literally get to 10,000, 100,000 leaders, right? We got to build our network. We create business or real estate opportunities, right? Let me deal with that. That's my strength, right? And network, let the team build the network because I cannot build the network myself. Imagine I have my network. You build a network also. It's all under the same umbrella and we collaborating instead of competing with each other. And we all come together as a one. Who's going to stop us? Only God. Bro, we could become bigger than anything. If you reflect on everything I'm saying and you look at it, bro, we could literally like straight up, el gobierno no queda chiquito. I'll tell you that shit. Bro, look at the leaders out there. Look at the so-called leaders. They can moving countries, moving nations. These are not leaders. You're telling me a leader is a man that is willing to basically go against God and bomb another country for power? What do you think about that? To kill people, to overpower, to own things. What can you say about that?
What I can say is, first of all, there's one thing I know is that I know nothing. And even if I know the whole story around it, there's always perspectives. And who am I to judge?
Straight up, that's not a good answer.
It's not.
I respect your answer, but that's not a good answer. You say that you're a man of God. Who are we? Who are we to be throwing bombs? To kill other innocent people? Have you noticed that all these countries having wars? Why is it? It's power. Why is it? It's because of power. Why are they not killing each other? Meaning they're killing innocent people. They're not killing.
Man, they're not going for the head.
They're not going for that. They're going for the innocent people.
The masses, the sheeps.
Okay, the sheeps. I don't want to say it doesn't hurt me, or that but it does hurt me too. It bothers me because as a leader, one of my strengths is to call out the bullies, and there's a lot of fucking leaders out there that are bullies.
But what's that story that back then, I don't want to take, but just ended up with this. And then, well, what I would say apart from this is if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. How Manny said it. I can't emphasize it anymore. But didn't you say back then in the war, like George Washington or somebody, they will get on the horse and
they couldn't kill the leaders.
I can't do nothing about that. I do understand what you're saying though. Like there's a better way to come to a better solution, because at the end of the day, violence doesn't do anything. It's just gonna you're adding fire to the fire.
Study history and study those places that they threw like the atomic bombs, and all those things. Like people get cancer. Like you can't live there.
Can't. So
they're destroying Earth.
Just look at 9/11.
9/11. You got what I'm trying to say? Like why?
And now the last question.
I ask why.
So I can leave. From your perspective, what does it take to make a great team, to build a great team, and to maintain a great team?
Simple. Become a ghost for 6 months or for a year. Make everything your fault. Find the best within you. Throw yourself into pain. Find the beast within you. Cut out all the excuses or the reasons. Train like a warrior. Work like a robot. Eat like a king. Reject vices. Transform. Upgrade. Create. Thrive. Win. But best of all, dominate. That's what it takes. Lead by example. That's why elevation requires separation. With all that said, you know what takes to make a great team? God. Living a life of purpose. And with all that said, thank you, world. Unsubscribe to the channel. We're too valuable to tell you to subscribe. You could dislike, put negative comments. You got me? People, that's reverse psychology. You tell people to do that, they end up liking. Or disliking. I mean, or not commenting, if it makes sense. Because they know the comments are not going to touch me. That's mirroring.
You know it?
Think about it. Think about it. That's the power of mirroring. If people know it bothers you if they put a negative comment, what they're going to do?
They're going to do it.
But if they know that doesn't bother you,
they're not going to even bother.
You see? You see? It's all psychology.
It is.
So learn psychology and then thank me later. With all that said, thank you. Es mentira.